Mafia.
Boycott Soda Stream.
Spotify.
Welcome to Picture Time O'Clock. I'm your host, David Sutrin. This episode is one that started off simple enough, but it ended up becoming very, very complicated and sort of took over my life for a little bit. I recorded the first interview for this story 6 months ago, and I've been working on it ever since, interviewing more people for this saga. I actually can't believe I started at 6 months ago. I'm just realizing that right now. It's one of those that I've spent a lot more time on than normal, but I don't think that I've found any more clarity than when I started off with it. This is one of those situations where the more you find out about it, the stranger it gets. The more questions you have. Every time you find an answer, 5 more questions pop up. This started off pretty straightforward. The story came from someone named April Clark, who is a comedian and someone that does not seem to think about Lime scooters all that much, or the social and economic implications of the pay-as-you-go scooter industry as a whole. This story comes from a period of time not too long ago, and it was in a time where April occupied a house in California. Within this house, a number of strange things occurred, and some of these incidents still stick with April. When I interviewed April, many of these bizarre occurrences were listed off to me, one after the other. It wasn't as much a story as much as it was a list of all these strange things, and I couldn't find a connection between them. There was no through line connecting these events. They were all just seemingly unrelated. Aside from the fact that they occurred while April lived in this household, surrounded by Lime brand scooters. It was even hard to categorize some of what was told to me. By the time I finished talking to April, I really wanted to know more, and I ended up interviewing a number of other sources in an effort to try to unravel the events which took place. So, this is episode 36. You're listening to Picture Time O'Clock.
Bow down to the podcast mafia.
Awesome. Well, nice to meet you. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for agreeing to do it.
Of course. So what's can you talk me through just like how the show works? I choose a picture?
Yeah, so I have you choose a photo and then only like reveal it to me or like send it to me after we talk, but you'll like describe it in as much detail as possible, and I'll ask questions about it.
Okay.
And then you could also like have you don't necessarily have to talk about multiple photos, but if you want to, you can. But then if you wanted to send me like runners up after, that would be cool too.
Sure. Yeah. I'll send you. I have a couple picked out that I was like, I think could be.
Oh, and they can also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but they don't necessarily have to be photos you've taken yourself. They can be like anything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, but then before we do that, usually we just speak to each other for a little bit.
Great.
And I usually have the guest like introduce themselves and say like whatever their name and what they do and stuff. If you want to do that.
Yeah, I'm ready whenever. Let's roll it.
All right.
Yeah, what's up? Hi everyone. My name is April Clark, and I am a comedian, I would say. I perform in the comedy duo Girl God with my best friend Grace Freud. And we we tour and work on shit, and we also have a podcast of our own called the Girl God Experience, which is called that because we are trying to get sued by Joe Rogan, but it hasn't happened yet.
Wait, I see. I didn't get it at first, but now I do.
Yeah. I guess
You think that's going to happen?
I don't think so. But
I don't think so either.
He doesn't seem to have gotten it either. So
yeah, I think you're safe on that.
I do think actually though we're safe. There's theoretically rules that allow for that kind of thing, especially
remix culture,
parody stuff. Yeah. So the show originally started as a much more explicit, like, kind of parody of that style of show, but it's kind of devolved into pretty much just me and Grace talking about nothing at all. So
yeah, do you have guests on your show?
We have guests sometimes. We started with a long run of guests and then decided we wanted to kind of hone our, the baseline podcast with just us. So lately we've had a long run of just us, which has been fun, but we do have guests sometimes. I don't know. Guests are interesting. I mean, I guess you have a show where you have guests on your podcast every time.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool for like a show like this, where the premise is like, it's diving into something of the guests and like it's built around that. But for a show like ours that just has zero premise at all, I think sometimes like a rotating third mic kind of turns people off,
yeah,
if it's like a guest that they don't rock with, but they rock with like our conversation. I don't know. So
like you want to feel safe in knowing that you're going to get the people that you signed up for when you followed the podcast.
Right. You want it to be the same show every time. So
yeah.
Anyways,
cool.
But yeah, we've got.
How long have you been doing the podcast?
Check that out if you're listening to this show.
The Girl God Experience.
The Girl God Experience. So
on all streaming services.
It's up everywhere, and
awesome.
If you contract a certain variety of mental illness, you can even listen to it, stream directly into your own brain.
Oh, how do you mean?
We're actually. I mean, if you're schizophrenic, you could probably listen
just
to
like imagine an episode.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And it'd be close enough, probably. That's pretty much what the show is like. We actually are we're working with the cell phone providers, the like 5G companies and stuff, to try and actually stream the podcast directly into everyone's brains across America. So that we're trying to basically take the like U2 downloading their album onto everyone's phones. We're trying to take that to the next level. We'd like to stream our show directly into the brains of every American citizen.
How's that working out?
Well, we haven't cracked the technology yet, but we are working on it. And
I feel like that's going to be like a 6 or 7G thing.
Yeah, maybe by the time we get to 7, hopefully we'll have it. They're building 7G towers all around the country whose only purpose is to stream the Girl God Experience directly into every American citizen's head.
I was going to say, I noticed that when you were on tour, you came to Toronto, which is where I'm from.
We did. Are you there currently? Is that where you're based?
I'm there right now.
How is it?
It's cold. It's kind of getting pretty cold. Yeah. It's dark and cold.
How cold?
Actually today was nicer. Like well, I don't know in Fahrenheit, but like it was like 7 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
Which is like, I have no idea actually. Maybe like 30 Fahrenheit or 40. Sure. I don't know.
Okay.
But
that's cold.
It could be colder, but it's progressively getting colder every day. But what where did you perform?
I
when you were
loved
here?
Toronto. We performed at the Garrison, I think it was called.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Which
yeah.
was-
That's a,
Yeah, it was sick. It was a really good show. We had a good crowd. We'd never performed in that city before. It was our second Canadian show ever. Before that, we'd only ever done. We had played Vancouver earlier in the year, which was also
Okay.
great. But I'd never been to Toronto at
liked it?
all. I loved it. I thought it was wonderful.
did you do anything else besides the show that's like that's memorable to you?
Honestly, I wish we had time to do more stuff there. Because it was the first show on the tour, we flew in like day of, so we got in like that afternoon and like just
Yeah.
had time to check into the hotel, go to the show. And then the next morning
And then
we had
you
to
left.
drive to Montreal. So
Oh, okay.
we had rented a car. and
had
we
you
were-
been to Montreal before?
I had not.
What's your like Toronto versus Montreal choice?
I feel like I mean, and maybe I'm wrong about this, or maybe I'm crazy and no one actually says this, but I feel like I had been given the impression by other people that Toronto was like lame and Montreal was cool. But I found that to be actually not the case.
Okay.
I found
That's
them
good.
both to be swag, actually.
Oh.
Toronto, I think because my expectations were set low for Toronto, it actually kind of blew me away. Like it was, we were there on, the show was on like a Monday or a Tuesday, I think. And
Yeah. This was in the summer, right?
yeah, it was in the summer. So the weather was really nice. And it was like a Monday or Tuesday evening. And like, it was popping. The neighborhood we were in, like everyone was out and
Yeah.
about. And I was like, damn, it's like weeknight and it's popping here.
I
and
was gonna say, yeah, if you're only here for like 24 hours and the only like thing you did was like go to the street where the Garrison is, then
Yeah.
you're probably leave with a pretty decent impression.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's pretty much what happened. That's pretty much
cool.
what happened.
Was there like more of a turnout in Toronto versus Montreal?
I think we actually did have more of a turnout in Toronto than
Or
than
was the
Montreal.
show, was there anyone opening, or did you open for anyone or anything?
We had we had local openers in both cities. In Toronto, we had Olivia Stadler open for us. I don't know if you know her.
Oh, that
She's
sounds familiar. I'm going to Google that really
very
quickly.
funny friend of ours. She writes for Letterkenny right now.
Okay.
Just kind of a
It's definitely
classic,
familiar.
classic comic vibe.
Yeah. I'm
so
seeing the
opened for us-
Instagram.
Yeah. No, she's a real sweetie. She opened for us in Toronto, and then we had a different local opener in Montreal. But I don't know, both were fun. Montreal, after the show, a bunch of like people who came to the show brought us to this lesbian sports bar, which I thought was really funny.
In
And-
Montreal?
In Montreal, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Do you know
And
the
it
name?
actu- It's Champs. The name is Champs.
Okay.
Champs Sports Bar. It actually was way more, it was super swag. I guess it had been like a regular sports bar previously, and then like in the last year or something, it was bought by this like lesbian couple who like have kind of done an overhaul, and like the clientele has really changed.
But it
was
still
chill.
looks like
They
a
had-
regular sports bar inside.
Yeah, it still looks
guessing.
normal, but
Okay,
like
yeah.
that night when we arrived, they were like just finishing up this like queer film screening or something, but they had multiple pool tables, which is an incredible thing
Sweet.
for a bar to have.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
learned a lot about the local drama and politics
In Montreal?
going on. Not in Montreal, but just or in Montreal, yes, but about the bar. I mean,
Oh.
I guess at the time there was like a big conflict because so the bar was like, it was on the second story of this building, And so there was this really steep staircase to get up to the bar. And I guess there was some conflict because some people felt that it was a problem that the bar was not sufficiently
like accessible.
Yeah. And
okay,
it's obviously a very old building, and I think to make it accessible, such a steep staircase, to make it accessible, I think it's not really the bar's fault. I think it's more a problem of like kind of like, urban architecture at large. Historically, like, you know, silly to hold the bar accountable for that. It's in this old building or whatever. But I was laughing, imagining like this misguided lesbian couple trying to make the bar accessible and smoothing the stairs into a giant ramp that's really steep and being like, are you happy, guys? We made it accessible. It's a giant ramp now.
That is funny. I guess the only solution would actually be to put an elevator, which would probably cost like $200,000 or something.
Right. Yeah. And turning your bar lesbian, probably the wrong move if you're trying to start making more money.
Right.
To put it in an elevator.
I could see that. I'm almost surprised. Like, that seems like a very Toronto drama thing to happen. Like, I feel like in Montreal, they would be more like not getting mad about that sort of thing. But I guess I'm wrong. I guess
it's beautiful to know that the lesbian sensibility persists everywhere across.
Yeah. Would that happen at like you're from LA, right?
Yeah, I'm based in LA right now. I live in LA.
Could you imagine that kind of thing happening over there?
I could. I very much could imagine this kind of thing happening. I think it is true that, you know, everywhere you go, there's going to be, not everywhere, but mostly everywhere you go, there's going to be, you know, lesbians that have a problem with the way things are. And that is awesome. It's beautiful. I respect that. I think that's
honestly,
wonderful.
I feel like here, like the accessibility thing could happen at like even like a regular sports bar with like bros.
Sure. Yeah.
But maybe that would happen anywhere in the world at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably.
You lived where before LA?
I grew up outside Seattle.
Okay.
And then I moved to New York for a couple of years, and then I moved here. It's kind of a classic pipeline, I would say.
Seattle to New York to LA.
Yeah. You know, it's very cool to hate LA and be like, oh man, like it's the worst. Like I live here and I hate it, but I have to stick it out for the career or whatever. I think LA is dope.
Yeah. Well, how long have you been there though?
I've been here for like a year and a half now.
I think you're going to start to hate it for sure.
You think?
I don't know. I mean, I've never lived there, but like, I bet you will.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, only in the way you start to hate anywhere if you live there for too long, maybe.
But I guess maybe I'm like, maybe it's better to just be optimistic about it. Maybe you won't. I
think people hate it because they move here with like the wrong expectation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's also, you know, it has a lot to do, I think, with like how you set your life up. Like maybe it takes a little bit more concerted effort to like be in a situation here that is livable, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like, I don't know, there's like less neighborhoods where I would want to live, I guess. When I first moved here, I lived in Hollywood for a while, which was hell. And
oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, that's just insane, just crazy.
Why? Like, why though?
I mean, the thing about Hollywood specifically, and I mean, this is maybe boring, but I'll say it anyways. The thing about Hollywood is it's kind of like all the worst parts of a big city with none of the benefits. Like it's it's
Like
just
no accessible bars or anything?
no accessible lesbian sports bars for one. But there's like no, the public transit is whatever. It's just like dirty and crowded, and there's nothing fun to do. There's nothing cool to do. It's all like the worst bars you've ever been to, where you're like going to get roofied, whether it's a nice bar or a not nice bar.
Oh,
You
damn.
just can't
That sounds
win.
pretty bad.
So
Is there like a lot of is there like a drug epidemic happening over there?
not any more than normal, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm
see.
exaggerating, I guess, but it's, it's just kind of across the board, I think.
What neighborhood do you live in now?
Now I live further east, and it's like in like the area. It's very chill out here. Not to dox myself too much.
Yeah, I can bleep it if you want.
Sure. Let's bleep it.
Okay, we'll bleep it. Nice.
Awesome.
I think anyone listening to this, it will fall into the same category as me, where they've vaguely heard of the words you just said, but know nothing about where it is or anything. So I think you might be good.
No, here's the thing. I actually think if you put in enough concerted effort to figure out where I live, congratulations. You
think
you deserve to know.
Do you think it's possible? You think it's possible, with how much you put on the internet to find your exact address?
I never know about that. I always wonder too, because it's there's a lot of fear mongering. It's don't ever put anything on the internet. Anyone can figure out where you live. But then, part of me is that can't. Really? Can someone
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone posts like this.
Do you know the comedian Mae Martin?
Yeah.
This is kind of relevant. A few months ago, maybe 3 months ago, I sold a hoodie on Grailed, the app. And I didn't know who Mae Martin was, but I just saw that I sold it to someone named Mae Martin and that they live in LA. And then I found out that it's a famous comedian.
Oh my God.
And then I was kind of thinking okay, I know exactly where she lives. I have her address. I looked at it on Street View. Yeah, because I had to ship it to her. And then I was I wonder if there's anything I could do with this information. But I guess either maybe she's not famous enough, even though she is really famous. But also I don't really have any reason to give people her address, and I don't think anyone's asking for it. So
well, that's crazy though that they I guess you if you're buying things like that, you have to just give people your address. Yeah,
it was kind of interesting. It was a hoodie that I got at a thrift store here that said the name of a Toronto high school, and I guess Mae Martin is from Toronto or from Canada.
I think they're Canadian, right? I don't know exactly where from, but
I remember looking it up and being oh, they must have went to that high school.
Interesting.
But then, if you're interested, I could give you the docs information, and maybe you could do more with it than me.
That's perfect. I don't know what I would do with that, but send it over. Doesn't hurt to have that address.
I think I'm gonna maybe I'll bleep it when I'm actually editing, but I'm just gonna say it out loud now, just to have it on record. Okay, let me find this really quick. Where is it? Okay, here it is.
You should
and
probably bleep this.
Yeah, I probably will, but
I do want to hear it.
I even I said something oh yeah, I asked them to be on my podcast, and then they stopped replying to me. But
oh my God, that's really funny.
I think I even when I shipped the hoodie, I think I even wrote a personal message being asking again to be on my podcast. But it says Mae Martin, 9th Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 273.
Okay.
USA.
Oh, I found it on the map.
Nice. Is it nearby you?
Okay. That's Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the neighborhood or anything.
Okay.
I mean, there's literally nothing I could do with this information at all.
Yeah. There is nothing.
the thing, I guess. I don't know, you hear stories about like people like figuring out where someone lives because of like the way the sun comes through like the window in a picture.
Oh
that
yeah, like
someone
that guy
Yeah.
on TikTok. Yeah.
Or like the GeoGuessr guy or whatever who,
Yeah.
we're all lucky that he doesn't use his powers for evil, i.e. like finding out where women live.
Right, yeah.
Because he totally could. But
Yeah, that guy is like, I like some of it I kind of almost don't believe, but I do believe it overall that he's able to do that.
Yeah, I believe it overall, definitely, that like from these little, like if you're just autistic about like the way street signs are and the way road paint is done or whatever, that you can see any picture and be like, yeah, that's in Croatia, or sure.
Oh,
But-
that's so weird that you chose Croatia. That's where my family's from.
Are they really?
Yeah, I've been there like
Wow.
6 times in my life.
And I actually knew that from pictures you posted on the internet and the way
Oh.
the sun came in through
you didn't.
through the
Oh, sorry.
blinds.
I thought you were telling me that you looked at my pictures and found that out.
No, I did not.
I was gonna say like really, because I don't know if I even have that. But yeah. Wait, have you been to Croatia?
No, I never have.
Oh,
Should I?
Croatia's
Is it cool?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like trending. Like, what do you think made you even say that?
I don't know. I guess I was trying to pick somewhere random.
Yeah, true. All right.
One
yeah.
time I was at a party and I was talking about the future of being an academic, because at the time I was in a PhD program and I was like considering leaving, and my reasoning was like, there's less and less jobs, and if you do get a good tenure track job, you are kind of at the whim of wherever the job happens to be. And
Yeah.
I said, I would hate to like put in all this effort and then the only job I can get is like somewhere totally random, like Wisconsin or
Yeah.
And this girl, she like looks at me and she goes, huh, what's random about Wisconsin? Just like totally offended that
Was she even from Wisconsin?
I don't know. I don't think so. I was like, I was just trying to pick somewhere random. And she was like, what's random about it? You wouldn't want to live in Wisconsin? And I was like,
That's pretty funny.
honestly, no, I wouldn't want to. I don't have any family or friends there. It's random to me personally, certainly. Yeah, if I had family there, I probably wouldn't have picked that as my example of somewhere random. But
yeah,
anyways.
It's definitely random to me. Yeah, Croatia's an interesting one though, just because like actually it's not that interesting, but it's funny that you chose it because I'm like kind of always talking about that place in a way.
Cool. Maybe I'll go there later today.
You should. It's well, not later today, but you should go because it's like, well, it's getting like more pricey now, but it's kind of like the last like sort of inexpensive but like beautiful place to go in Europe at least.
Yeah, interesting. That makes sense. I can see that. Like if you want like a Mediterranean vibe without like paying
exactly.
for Greece or whatever.
Damn, I didn't realize Wisconsin was as close to me as it is. It's really not that far.
Yeah, it's pretty close to you. It's up there.
What's even Milwaukee is in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
see.
the big
That is
city.
pretty random.
And Green Bay as well.
Oh.
Of sports fame.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Wow.
sport it is. Football?
Oh my God, it's called Green Bay because like the water there is actually green. I'm assuming.
Is it?
Just based on these pictures. Yeah, like when you like click on it on the map, you see all these pictures of like really green water.
Interesting. Yeah, it is green.
Yeah.
Huh. Cool.
Yeah. All right, well, I think I was going to say one more thing and then we'll get to the photo, but maybe I don't have to do that. It's maybe something else about why did you decide to start doing comedy in the first place? Like and because you stopped doing your PhD program. I heard this on your podcast or a podcast like 2 hours ago. I was doing research.
That's awesome. That's good host behavior. Basically what happened is I started on Twitter, which is kind of a cursed place to begin. But I started writing jokes on Twitter during COVID because I was just stuck at home and bored. And it was kind of like a game to me to like learn how to write a joke that would do well on there. Just like the most addicting iPhone game, because it's like an iPhone game with like real consequences where real people give you positive feedback for things that you say, which is a disease. It's a disease. Right. It's bad. That's not good.
Wait, so what's a disease? Like just like the feeling of like needing the recognition from people on Twitter.
The right thing to get positive feedback on Twitter or whatever. Yeah. If you fall too deep into that, then you're ruined forever. So the trick is to, just do it for long enough to kind of get what you want and then treat the illness and get out of the game.
So you're off Twitter now.
No, I'm still on there. I don't use it as much. I don't tweet like off the cuff or very often anymore. Like I don't tweet anything personal anymore, really. I mostly just write, the occasional if something comes to me. But so
at your peak, were you like how many tweets per day at your peak?
Oh, tons. I was tweeting so much like in early COVID just because I had nothing to do. Like I would tweet at least 50 times a day. Just like a ton.
That's impressive.
Because I had nothing to do. And
yeah, I used to feel that way about Twitter like a couple years before COVID. And then like I guess I just like got like sick of it in a way, but then more recently, like in the last year when Twitter's kind of like changed, it seems like impossible for me personally to get a tweet that like people that shows up on people's feed. Mm-hmm. And I've kind of given up.
It's harder now, I think. I mean, if you're not paying for Twitter, I think they kind of throttle you a little bit.
Yeah.
It's way harder to go like viral if you're just, regular.
Yeah, and I've kind of like I like developed this like identity crisis thing on my Twitter where like I started just like I changed my profile picture and like my bio and stuff, and it's all kind of like fake, and it looks like I'm like it looks like I'm one of those people that pays for a blue check mark. And then I kind of tweet, like I always reply to like those like tweets that'll just be like a picture of an iPhone, and then it'll just be like the new iPhone 15 is coming out like at midnight tonight, and I'll reply to those being with like a thumbs up or something. just trying to like see if I can get like people to like see my profile or something, but it doesn't really work. I think I need to actually pay for the thing.
That's really funny. Oh man.
Yeah, but I've also just been using Twitter for so long, like like daily for like 12 years or something, where it's at the point where I'm like, I don't know what else to do besides that.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, it's a disease, but oh man.
Love your family. Be happy. Seek wisdom. Behave with integrity. Do something of service for somebody else today.
Okay, let's get to the photo.
All right.
Are you ready?
It. I'm ready. Let me pull it up.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm not supposed to just tell you what it is. I'm supposed to describe it.
Well, yeah. Like,
should I say this is a photo of?
Yeah. You could do that, and then I'll try to think of ways to make you describe it more.
Okay. This is a photo I took that I actually have tried to take many times, but it's a difficult photo to get. But near my house, there's always a bunch of Lime scooters, or whatever company runs them now.
Those are like pay as you go kind of thing.
Yeah, the pay as you go, like electric scooters that you can just like rent with an app on your phone.
Okay.
I was born and raised in Shenzhen, China. I really enjoyed the time of my childhood of being on the bike or on foot to get around. As a father, I want my kids to grow up in an environment that's smarter, greener, and healthier.
Lime started with the vision of making our urban living much more livable. Lime has been devoted and committed to that vision.
Lime's purpose is to reimagine the urban lives through the wonder of mobility.
Lime, as a company, we're hyper-local.
By unlocking that scooter, we bring the community closer to each other. That's something that we want to unlock every day for people's life.
So there's always, I assume someone from the company comes by and like resets them all every few days or whatever, because there's always like random like sets of like 6 to 8 scooters that are all in a perfect row standing up, like waiting for
You
someone
can
to
leave
come
those things
by.
anywhere. You don't have to leave them in like a designated spot or
No,
whatever.
you can just leave them anywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think someone comes from the company must come by and like bring them, like regroup them and like set them up in a good place. So this is a picture. This is a picture of 6 Lime scooters in a row, perfectly lined up, all with the handlebars facing the same way, turned the same way. And the reason that it makes me laugh every time I see the line of Lime scooters is like all I can think every time is, wow, a group of gay guys must have taken a lovely scooter ride together and stopped right there.
And like set them up all perfectly after when they left.
Yeah. I just imagine like 6 like clean cut gay guys like pulling up on scooters in a perfect line, turning the handlebars the same way and getting off and walking
How do you know
away.
that's not what? Maybe that is what happened.
That's what I like to believe.
Yeah. Are the scooters green?
They are. They're green and gray. They're green
Okay,
and gray,
like a
yeah.
lime
But
green, I'm assuming. I need to see a
Yes.
picture of these. I'm going to look it up. And okay, I have more questions actually.
I'm trying to see the logo. I can't tell if they're actually Lime scooters or a different company. But anyways, but I've tried to take this picture many times because I always drive past them and I never have a good chance to get a picture.
Yeah.
And one time I was walking and I remember to try and take a picture, but it was dark and it was a bad picture. But I have this picture that I have that I'll send you is and that I imagine is it attached to the podcast in some way, or is it not? It's just described.
Yeah. I'll post I'm going to post the picture after.
It's kind of blurry because I think I took it through my car window while I was at a stoplight, I think.
Okay. But it's during the day.
It's during the day. Yeah, it's during the day.
Did you already, like, when you took this, did you post the photo anywhere and, like, make that joke about the gay guys?
I did not, because I have never felt that I have a good enough photo to post and make that joke. I always think about doing it, and I never have. But this photo, I feel like it works with this kind of, when I can just actually describe it and you can look at the photo, but I don't think it lands if I post it.
I see what you're saying. When did you take the photo, though?
It's actually a great question because I screenshotted it this morning, and so it doesn't have the original timestamp on it.
Okay, that's okay. But it was like in the last 6 months or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the last 6 months or so.
How often are you actually seeing this, the Lime scooters set up in this way? What's the
I would say
time or whatever?
every few days I see this.
And you're basically taking a picture of it every single time you see it, or just
not every
the
time.
odd
Most
time
of the
when
time
you're feeling yourself or something?
I've kind of given up on trying to get a good photo at this point.
Yeah, that is a hard thing to take a picture of.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. So I've kind of given up. But this photo is okay. I think I took this one and it's all right. This is another classic, the GeoGuessr guy could probably figure out
exactly where it is.
where I live. from
Oh, I
this
see.
picture.
Well, we can blur the background or something.
No, we're good. Honestly,
I like to
no.
do like I like bleeping and I like blurring and stuff. So
I think it's mostly fine. I'm not really
Okay.
worried about it.
and so the picture we're looking at these scooters like straight on.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Straight
there's no
on.
angle at all. Like it's just straight on.
There's a bit of an angle. You can see the
Okay.
bottom parts of the scooter.
The bottom. Oh, I see
Or
what
like
you mean.
the part your feet go on. You can like see it's a little bit of an angle. Also the picture, it's like a little bit, it's like a picture you can tell is, I took it zoomed in on my phone.
Right. Is this like a very residential area or like is there like people in the background or anything?
There's no people in the background. In the background appears to be an empty parking lot, and then there's like a street that has an RV on it. Yeah, it's a pretty
Okay.
residential area. There's no like shops or anything in the photo. Nothing really identifying, obviously.
Is there trees?
Yeah, there's some trees in the background and some other cars in the background.
Can you
that
see
are
the sky?
parked. You can. You can also
And
see
it's-
the sky.
It's not cloudy. Or
It's not cloudy. No. There's a telephone pole.
Oh, okay.
It's a good exercise. Looking how intently I'm looking at this picture and describe.
Yeah. Okay, and then
There's-
it's a square or it's like a landscape or a portrait is something
It's
I like to ask.
like a vertical iPhone picture.
Yeah, okay.
And you can see the curb in the photo as well, and it's painted red, and there's a sewer grate.
Oh, yeah, that's like a detail that the GeoGuessr guy would definitely pick out.
Totally. I
The red.
think mostly what that would give you is like Los Angeles, the like
Yeah.
type of sewer grate. There's also
Yeah.
off to the side, you can just see the back wheel of this. There's an additional scooter, a 7th scooter off to the side that seems to be not quite perfectly in line with the 6 that are perfectly in line, and I imagine it belongs to the one straight guy that hangs out with all the gay guys.
True.
And he pulled up his scooter not quite in line with everyone else.
Yeah, he like dumped his on the ground and started going.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh
he
wait,
just
but it's
left
not
his
on the
wherever.
ground. It's just it's
No, it's
like
just it's just
still
a little
upright.
further off. Yeah, it's still
Okay.
upright.
Okay. Do you ever see those things? Like we don't have those here. Do people leave them just like flat on the ground?
People do, and in fact, for a while, I remember in Seattle, and surely this was an issue across the country, but in Seattle when the original like Lime bikes started rolling out, there was like a controversy because they were making a lot of sidewalks all over the city actually quite inaccessible because people would just leave them like blocking the entire street, or also like in parking spots and stuff. Like they were kind of everywhere, which is like, I get, like that. It is kind of annoying. All of a sudden there's like hundreds of like bright green bikes all around the city that people are just like, because it's not a population that's like trained to use like public bikes. So
Yeah.
everyone's just being super rude and irresponsible with them.
Do you have a Lime account?
I think I do.
You've used them.
I have used the scooters, yes, and the bikes. Yeah, the
They have
scooters are
bikes,
actually,
too.
yeah, they have bikes as well. Although I don't think in Los Angeles anymore. I think it's mostly just scooters. The scooters actually got banned in Seattle, I know.
Why?
For a while at least. I think because there's some arguments as to the safety of them, because they if you ever get the chance to ride one, they actually go pretty damn fast.
Right.
Which is
Yeah,
cool
I've
to me.
I've never rode a Lime, but I have rode one of those kind of scooters before in Croatia, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I don't know why maybe they do have them in Toronto, but like it's not a thing people talk about or use really. But we do have like the bike share kind of thing that's like quite popular.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I don't know
yeah,
where I was going with that, but
they're just kind of everywhere. And I don't. Oh, the scooters though, they go really fast. And if you're like a guy, if you're someone like me who likes to have a good time, likes to go fast, likes to do a trick, someone who's likely to put yourself in danger to do something cool. The scooters could probably be pretty dangerous.
Is that why you stopped riding them?
No, they're
getting
just
into
like
too much danger.
I've never lived anywhere where they're like super practical for me to use, where I'm like commuting somewhere that's like at the right distance where I would want to use them regularly. But
yeah,
I really could see myself getting into a bit of trouble trying to go really fast.
Do you go really fast in your car?
No, because that's different. There's very strict rules about, driving your car. And there's also like big consequences for not following those rules sometimes.
Do you ever, I don't know if do you drink alcohol?
Yes, I do.
Do you ever drive drunk?
I would say no.
Okay.
I would say no, but I would say that people's definitions of what it means to drive drunk are different across the board. I mean,
because do a lot of people in LA like drive after having like even like just a couple drinks or whatever? Yeah. I feel like they must, right?
Yeah, it's not uncommon to have 2-3 beers or whatever and then drive home. Because it's, a lot of LA, it's like a lot of people feel like they have to because Ubering is so expensive and like it's a very car forward city. Yeah. So that's like what
I've kind of like in the last couple of years, I've started like dabbling a little bit in drunk driving. And it's like kind of like it's not that it seems just as safe. Like I'm not talking about like whatever, like being wasted. Before that, I would never even have like one drink.
Sure.
Like I was very like, you shouldn't do that or whatever, but
yeah,
it's kind of fine.
No, that's what that's what they say is like, you should never have one drink. You should never, if you've even had a sip of alcohol, that's like something your parents would say. If you've even had a sip, don't even think about getting behind the wheel of a car. But the truth is, unless you're like a 3'8" woman, one beer is not going to put you above the legal limit, certainly. And it's almost certainly not going to impair you to the, here's my new idea I just had. If you are a bad driver on one beer, you are a bad driver on no beers. So that's true. That's just a driving problem at that point. You don't have a drinking and driving problem. You're just a shitty driver.
Do you drink often?
I would say so.
I don't really know what kind of question that is, but you can answer if you want.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say we live in a world that is very oriented around.
I have a follow-up question,
okay.
actually. Did you do you drink alone?
Sometimes, but not. I don't think I drink heavily alone.
Yeah. I feel like that's something I kind of picked up like at the start of COVID. I think before COVID, I'd never ever drank alone. And then like throughout COVID, I was definitely drinking alone.
Well, I would say I still do. One of life's many pleasures is having an ice cold beer on your couch, chilling the fuck out.
I agree.
And there's nothing wrong with that. In my opinion, I think
I don't have a couch, but
you don't have a couch?
Like to do it. I don't have a couch, but I like to do it in my chair.
In your chair, yes.
Like my computer desk chair. That's like the only seating besides my bed that I have.
I see.
Which like seems like a problem suddenly.
No, that is also one of life's many wonderful pleasures is having a beer in your chair. And that can be so cool. Having a beer and chilling out.
What about drugs? Do you like to do drugs?
Well, on the record, no.
Okay. Okay, we can leave it at that.
on the record, I've never done anything illegal ever. I'm
Nice.
a perfect citizen, and if
Oh,
you're a cop who's
do you pay your
do I what?
taxes? Do you pay your taxes?
I do pay my taxes, although I don't think I've ever owed on my taxes. So,
Oh man.
but I guess that means
Wait
I
till
do
this-
pay. I just always
Yeah.
overpay and then get some back. So
Yeah,
technically,
yeah.
yes, I do. I do pay my taxes. I did them
I think
so late
I think
this
I was
year, though.
listening to your podcast, and I can't remember if it was your podcast because I listened to your podcast, but then I also listened to you talking to this guy whose name I can't remember on his podcast. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know which guy.
I'll find out. And I think it was on there that you were talking about how like people aren't paying their taxes, or like there's like this collective like effort brewing.
Oh,
of-
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
His
I can't
name's
remember.
Not Bad Dan.
Not what?
Not Bad Dan.
Oh, Dan Donahue.
Dan Donahue. Yeah.
Yeah. There. I can't remember when I was talking about this with him, but
Yeah, maybe it wasn't
there's-
him. Maybe I'm wrong, but you were talking about it with someone at
But
some
yeah,
point.
there. I remember having a conversation a few weeks ago with someone about how, I've heard people talking about like, oh, we got to do a tax strike or whatever.
Yeah.
Like we can't. But my kind of cynical response to that is, what is that going to do? Most people's taxes are taken directly out of their paycheck, and the jobs
Right.
will not allow you to say don't withhold any money. So like it's impossible for most people. And what happens if you're like, most people with like W-2 jobs like get money
What
back.
is that?
I think just a job where like you get a paycheck and then
Okay. Like you're on the payroll and some of your paycheck
Yeah.
goes to the
yeah, like where you have a paycheck and your taxes are taken out from that paycheck already.
Yeah.
Most people, play it safe and often have too much withheld. And so I think it's
Right.
pretty common to get money back on your tax. And so what is that going to, what are you even going to do?
Yeah.
What would a tax strike
Yeah, I guess
do?
I was
What
kind
would
of
that
thinking
even
about it because
logistically, how would you do that? I don't know.
what do you mean? I guess just everyone would have to agree to like not even like pay them. Right?
But if like 50% of the people involved,
right. If you have the W-2 thing, then that won't even work. Yeah.
Right. If
yeah, that's a
most
good
of
point.
you, like I could do a tax strike because I like am all freelance and
Yeah,
like
me too.
but for the other half of people who are theoretically involved in this theoretical tax strike, like what do you do? All your taxes
feel
have already
like-
been taken out of your
I
paycheck.
feel like those like W-2 people are kind of like not even like in this conversation. Like they're like, well, some of them are, I'm sure, but like percentage wise or whatever, I bet it's like mostly like these like freelance people that are considering.
I don't know. I do think there are a lot of like W-2 work or like payroll work, any like minimum wage job, if you work at a coffee shop or a store,
Yeah.
like you're on
right. Yeah,
payroll,
true.
like, and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of those like, minimum wage workers who are many of whom I would imagine are part of or would be interested in this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, I was
it just
thinking about
seems-
it because this, I was talking to this guy who's from New York, and he was telling me how he doesn't pay his taxes, and I just want to not pay my taxes, but nobody, like, I don't know anybody here that's ever not, like, everyone I know pays their taxes. There's not really like that idea isn't brewing here yet, and I kind of want to like get it going.
mm-hmm.
So I just want to like talk about it more because I want to not pay my taxes. I don't know. It seems like such a scam. Like this, like the last year, I guess was the first year where I finally had to like pay them instead of getting paid like a couple $100 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just like felt really unfair. Like it felt like they were asking or like taking way more than was fair.
Totally. No, I mean,
It's
that's
crazy.
That's a bummer. It just sucks in general to owe money to anything.
Yeah.
I think it's hard not to feel like it's unfair. We're just at a baseline. Anyone telling you, hey, you actually owe me money for this.
Yeah.
So
I might start like a Facebook group or something.
Yeah.
Try to get this going.
If you're organizing a tax strike or whatever, like it's this huge logistically difficult thing. Like you might as well try to organize like a general strike and like,
right.
You could do it if you're setting out to do this huge logistical thing. Like, is that the big logistical thing that needs to happen? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Know.
It's
Maybe
probably not.
There's probably people who know. Certainly, there are people who know more about this than I do and would be able to answer like what actually makes sense as like a big collective action / demonstration. But I'll admit I don't know. But power to you if you want to try to get something like that going. You know.
I want to get to the next photo.
Sure. Yeah. This is my runner-up picture that I've got. It is a picture of a hair salon that I saw in Burlington, Vermont this summer, and it's called Diversity Hair Salon. Okay. And I just thought that was funny.
Oh, okay.
That's it. It just says Diversity Hair Salon.
Wait, I need to like process, and then I'm gonna ask. Okay, so it looks like it's obviously like a place that's been there forever. Oh, hello.
Yeah, it looks like it's been there forever.
And I'm assuming Burlington, Vermont is like a small place with like a one main street or something.
Yeah, it's a little college town that has like kind of a main drag. You know, it's not tiny, but I think it has a population of like 40,000 or something. I looked it up when I was there.
Diversity Hair Salon. Who do you think owns that place?
I have no idea. I don't know if that's someone's name or if that's the name of the street.
Oh, maybe. I guess it could be.
I don't know.
I guess it could be.
I'm looking,
but probably not. That's not really it. That's not really a name.
Nope, it's on Pearl Street, so it's not on Diversity Street. There is no.
What, is there a logo? Does the place have a logo or anything?
Yeah, it does. It's in the picture. It's just a big sign.
Oh no, but like, is there like a little?
Oh, it just says its name. That's all.
Oh, okay. And what color's the text?
Oh, I'm learning from Google Maps. They do appear to be specifically focused on cutting hair of non-white people.
Oh, I see. Diversity Hair Salon.
Kind of an interesting.
Yeah, it's still an interesting name choice. Is there anything else telling in the signage?
No, it does not look like it at all.
I'm trying to think of. There's a barbershop nearby where I live that's called like. It's like a slang. It's like a British slang. I need to find it. I can't remember now.
Oh man.
British.
I actually have a meeting in about 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I just want to say sorry to cut it short.
Oh, no worries. I guess it's been a while. My bad.
Oh, no, you're good. I mean, this isn't a blast. I just am noticing the time.
Okay, can you leave me with like one parting sentence and then we'll get out of here?
One parting sentence. If you're listening to this, go onto your phone and Google big beautiful breasts. And
all right, perfect.
Enjoy.
Oh.
Have fun
Okay.
with that. That's my message to anyone who's listening to this.
Okay. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, were you looking for a sentence about the picture or just a sentence about anything?
No, that was what I was looking for. That was great.
Okay, excellent. I'm so glad. Thanks for having me. All right.
Thanks again.
Let's end it. I'm going to stop my recording.
Cool, same.
Thank you for listening.